as you can see, oh snap, we got a sticker on everything. Oh snap. What up, Rob? Um,
What's up? What's up?
so all right, so I was out last week. I apologize for those that are not aware. My son is in the hospital. He is doing better. He's not at all out of the woods though. So I appreciate everybody's prayers. Hopefully, you guys will continue to pray for us. We'll probably be there another 2 weeks, realistically. Um, so last week, everything was way more fresh and there was way more going on. And I just was not, there won't no way. So I'm glad that he's in a space now where I can at least feel good about doing it in a space where I'm not having to be constantly. I'm not gonna say I'm not constantly concerned. I am, but the point is, we're back in here. We're back in here. As you can see, we have a special guest here tonight. My boy Robert Smothers. Some of y'all may have seen,
I don't know
some of
how
our
special
conversations
he is,
online.
but
Hey, bro.
It's like that.
I didn't say it. I just want to point it out. I didn't say it, man. I didn't say it.
Nah, Javon, you ain't say it.
Ridiculous.
That's messed
I
up.
was just chilling.
That's
I think
it's all good though.
y'all get my
I think Robert is
y'all can get
more argumentative than all three of us put together. So
that's not even that's a fact.
Hey.
That's a fact.
we're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out. So I mean, our list this week, as voted on by our fans in the group, is the top 5 most gangster biblical figures. Javon has already made it clear that his heart's not in this. I don't know if he just doesn't like the Bible or Christianity or
Really?
like I don't know
We
what
gotta do that?
I don't know
We really
I don't
gonna
know
do
what it
that?
is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You start
I
that
don't know.
early. You starting
You know what
that
I'm
quick. Okay.
all
Maybe
week
it's the
long it
Jesus
seemed
thing.
like that. He just ever since we
Yeah,
said
man.
this gonna be the one, he'd be like, nah,
I
I
just
don't
said
need.
I didn't. I just said
I mean,
didn't
everybody
think it
don't
was
like
gonna be.
Jesus. I get it.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know.
Just going
Everybody's
in.
not a fan of Jesus.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see all this talk.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna show
So-
show when he start getting out of Christian. I'm gonna remind him.
Oh,
I'm gonna
listen.
remind him.
Listen, I have a job to do, sir. You know what I'm saying?
I would just
my
remind
job is to
him.
be
That's all
fruitful
I'm
and
gonna do
entertaining.
is remind you. I ain't even gonna talk trash. I'm just gonna be like, okay, Mr. Christian.
There you go. All right, good.
Mr. Christian, I like
I'm gonna call you Mr.
Yeah, I'm not-
Elder,
not hating on
Deacon.
that at all.
Deacon
So,
Morgan.
yeah, that's right. That's
I
right.
like
All of those. Well, I'm not technically looking at the moment. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're a
have to
deacon
do,
in training? Oh, okay, my bad.
No.
Associate
I
deacon.
was a deacon. I'm not at that church anymore at the moment. Therefore, I'm not.
You get this fellowship, bro?
You have to be appointed to it.
Do you get this fellowship? Is that bad?
A deacon is an appointed office. You know what I'm saying?
They kicking you out of church?
I don't want to go. I don't want to go too deep early. We need.
This man got excommunicated.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, given my Facebook record, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, you get. Hey,
it would be out of.
Did the church cancel you, Morgan? Did you get canceled by the church?
I have been canceled at times. I have been canceled at times. That's okay. I'm fine.
I wasn't even gonna come at you today, but you just told me I don't love Jesus. That's all right. I'm gonna put some Fred Hammond on in the background when I make my list. I'm gonna put some Fred Hammond on in the background, just for Morgan.
Some James Cleveland on there.
But did I?
Hey, there you go.
Did I
There you
say
go.
that though?
BB
I didn't say you didn't like Jesus. I didn't say you didn't like Jesus.
I'm gonna put some tight your bet.
I
on
said
in the background.
maybe. I said
I want
maybe
it all
it's
back.
a Jesus thing.
He act like I can't go deep. I can go deep with my listen, man. Been in the
That's
church
our list.
forever. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Let's do this.
I don't care, bro. People see, you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Anyway, so that's our list. But my boy Robert is on here because y'all know I wanted to do a separate show to talk about the I wanted to do, because we missed last week. I wanted to kind of do like a special episode and get it in before today, but it just didn't work out. to be able to do it that way. So my boy Robert was gracious enough because I know that he has a different opinion from mine, and I believe I don't Danny and Javon, I'm pretty sure I know where it, but regardless, I didn't want anybody having like minds, what I'm saying, on the show. So
I might be
since I
close
know
to
my boy
Rob on
Rob
this
is
one.
on the side, huh?
I might be closer to Rob on this one. We're gonna see.
Really? Oh man, we
Yeah,
gotta
so
get it.
so
Let's do it.
I want
Let's
I
do
want
it.
I just wanted to make sure that I just wanted to make sure that I add to the force, what I'm saying, tonight for this conference. So that's what we're going to dive into first before we get into our list. Um,
All right, Thanos.
who
That's the wrong
who
No,
uniform.
it's all
I
for
don't care
shit.
who it is. Yeah, Thanos definitely is not. It don't work. That don't work, bro. Not work.
Not in the
Who I don't care who does it.
Sorry, the Batman fan, did you just use it? Or is that still the one from before
I
that?
think all right, so I'll start off because I think it's important that so I'm an army veteran, right? I'm a husband, I'm a father. I try to, be a good Christian when I can be, Uh I believe in the Second Amendment. I think, you know, especially for people like us, we should be armed. We should have weapons, right? I think we should absolutely, you know, have the right to protect ourselves with weaponry. Okay. I also believe that it should be more difficult to get those weapons for some people. Now, I do believe that the if the government, implements those restrictions, it's going to be harder for us to get weapons. The especially guns. I think it's going to be harder for us than anybody else to get them. I think the restrictions are gonna would hinder us from doing the things that we need to do before anybody else. Um, but I also believe that we have to um, come to a point where we realize that the government doesn't want the same stuff that we want all the time. The government does not want ban guns. They don't care about us. They don't care about civilians when they can't make money off of them most times. And um, we have to be the ones in our communities to kind of step up and do the things that are necessary to keep our children safe, right? Um, Me personally, the school that my children go to, they do this thing called the watchdogs, right? They have an extra presence in the schools for that's all, dads in the community. That's all fathers that are in the community. And I'm not saying that because of, dads being there 2 or 3 times a week that, nothing can happen, because that's not true. I'm a whole army veteran, but I don't know how effective I will be in stopping a mass shooter in a building. But I do know that it's a deterrent, a non-lethal deterrent for for us to be there in the community, for kids to see, that we're there, and for other adults to see that we're there. Um, I don't think arming teachers is the answer, and I don't think that more police in schools is the answer. I think we are the answer, and we gotta be in the places to make sure our children are safer. And that's just how I feel about the whole um, gun rights thing. I don't think the government cares about what we want, especially when it comes to this. Um, and we got to be in the places to make sure that our children are safe, and that's in schools and in churches and in grocery stores and everything.
Okay. Um, so I think it's best for us all to kind of start with establishing what we think about uh, what we think about gun, like I'm gonna say the Second Amendment, but about gun rights. I'm saying, and think about that first. Shootings, what we think should be done to help stop them, whatever. So I don't disagree with a good bit of what I definitely am not in guns. I have a gun, you know what I mean? Like I'm not anti-gun. Um, I think from assault rifle standpoint, I think we need to do a better job of either having some type of tracking on people to have to go in order to obtain one. Just like like we have cars, you got to get a license. In order for you to get a license, you got to pass a written test, a driving test. You got to be 21 years old. Well, no, you don't, not for a car, but you know what I mean. Like for you to be able to be 21, like there's certain things that to me, you're going to buy at least that. You know what I'm saying? Like an assault rifle that's made for war, made for some type of, you know, I guess you can use it at your house, but that seems like overkill. I mean, so you stay on. I mean, if you go on hunting with an AR-15, ain't gonna be no meat left. I do that right now. You know what I'm saying? So that in that regard, like if you have an AR-15 or if you have an assault rifle, I don't think you should be banned from buying them together. I just think if you're going to allow people to buy it, then there needs to be far more regulation on it. To jump through hoops just the same for your car. I think for body armor, you definitely freaking have to. Like, in my opinion, you should have to get a social media scrub, Psycho Val, or something, because all of these mass shooters, the thing that we keep seeing with these mass shooters, that they pretty much all announce themselves. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they don't say at some point, hey, bro, I'm going to F y'all up. Like, somebody says it, they almost all the time somewhere on social media, somewhere before these things happen. You know what I'm saying? So to me, at the least, you have to add more regulations in front of people being able to buy those weapons. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at the correlation to when the assault rifle ban stopped and then when mass shootings took off. And we know there are political things that took off in the face of that too. People talking about mental health issues. I'll get back to that. I don't think that's what it is, but I will say again, just to make sure I'm clear, I'm not against guns. I know that if we're gonna, we don't have to ban it as long as we get them. Be more regulations on being able to get an assault rifle, because at least in these recent ones, people are outgunned. So why you get into the situation where you got a bunch of running up with handguns, but this dude's got an assault rifle and he's got body armor on, to the point where armed police officers like running over there, and they run outside, wait for backup and all that type of stuff. Just be equipped to start with. So we get into the other ideas, like the base of what I think on a base level before trying to do it.
So I believe that each individual citizen in this country should be able to own a gun up to a certain age, obviously, because a 3-year-old probably can't even hold a weapon, obviously. Not a firearm, they can probably hold a knife. But I believe that every citizen should be able to own one. Now, as far as when it comes to things to like assault weapons, I haven't done the research as to whether an AR-15 is classified as an assault weapon or not. But what I do know is an AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. But the AR-15 is not short for assault rifle. It's short for the manufacturer of the gun. But the AR-15 was invented by Colt, the same folks that make Colt 45s, like not the drink, like the pistol. People that make the Colt pistol, they made the Colt AR-15 decades ago. That technically hasn't been sold in years, but you can still technically get an AR-15S even when the assault ban was going on from 1994 to 2004, and even from that time frame, there wasn't a huge jump, not compared to like before 1994. We'll say from like 1928 up to 1940, 1994, there wasn't a big huge jump. And As far as like what I believe, I'm gonna stick with that, and we can get into the specifics later.
All right. So I'm on the extreme. I don't like guns. I've said this on the show multiple times. I don't like guns. Never have. Never will. I don't even like drawing guns. Like real talk. Like I don't like guns. I am aware, obviously, of the Second Amendment and people's right to bear arms. I get that. But at the same time, like we have to be like there's what I don't like, and then like I'm willing to work and compromise within the structure. I don't think any person needs assault caliber weaponry in their possession. Like I don't think anybody needs it. Like there's no point. Like if you need that to hunt, you suck at hunting. Like that's my opinion. Like you suck at it. Like if you need something that's firing off like 30 rounds a second or whatever, you suck at hunting. Find another hobby. I'm okay with people having guns in their homes, you know, like handguns and stuff like that in your home. Like I'm okay with that. But we have to acknowledge that like right now, like guns are the leading cause of like children death, like amongst everything. Like it's a oh we lost Morgan. I mean anyway, I'll keep talking. Like I think that we no human, no citizen needs assault assault rifles, but even like hunting rifles, like in all honesty, like I don't think people need it, but I understand like it's a hobby and it's what people do. But hold on, let me finish. But all that being said, if we aren't going to get rid of AR-15s and similar type weaponry, and still we're going to allow citizens and normal people to have guns, then it should be more difficult to own a gun than it is to get a car. And I understand, Danny, what you're saying is hard. It's going to make it harder for Black people to have a gun. Like I get it. Like I totally understand your thought process there. But the truth of the matter is, you should have to get a license. You should have to have a registration. You should be above the age of like 25. Personally, you should have a psych eval. You should have insurance on it. You should have insurance for every single gun that you have. So that if something does pop off, then you got to pay. You got to pay. You need background check, like extensive background checks. Like it should be significantly harder for you to have a gun than it is for you to purchase a gun than it is for you to purchase a car. And I understand, and I'm going to jump in front of it. People are going to be like, well, it doesn't matter. You can do all that. People still drive without license. People still drive without insurance. And you know what? If those people get caught, the consequences of you driving without your license or insurance are a lot stiffer than if you did. If you get caught speeding without your license and without registration and without insurance, the penalties for that are a lot tougher than if you get caught speeding with license, with registration, with everything. Because the only way, like in reality, the truth of the matter is no other country is dealing with this crap. And the reason why no other country is dealing with this crap is because they take it very seriously. America loves their guns more than we love anything else. Excuse me. America loves money, guns, everything else. We care more about those two things than we care about the life of any individual in this. Anybody. Sandy Hook should have been it. Sandy Hook should have been the turning point. Once Sandy Hook happened and nothing happened, I was like, okay, we don't care. We want our guns more than we want our kids. That's where I
am. So I just wanted to so I think who was it? J Pat, he said hunting rifles are more powerful than AR-15s. Okay. So I think the distinction that we have to make is that, to me, an assault rifle or an assault weapon is anything that you can change from semi-automatic to full automatic, right? Any type of weapon that um, is has interchangeable clips and can go from semi-automatic, which is shoot one round at a time as with the pull of a trigger, to fully automatic, which is you squeeze the trigger and it shoots off multiple rounds. Those are the type of weapons that we're talking about. And I agree with Javon. Those need to be very, very heavily regulated. Um, Again, I don't have a problem with shotguns. I don't have a problem with pistols, handguns. I don't have a problem with hunting rifles. I own me and my wife own weapons. Okay, so I was in the military. I can shoot weapons. I've done that. But again, I agree with Javon. For I think that if there's anybody in America who does need assault
That's a
weapons,
dump. Sorry. Go ahead.
it's
I'm
us.
sorry.
It's us people. Okay, I think if there's anybody in America that does need assault weapons, it's us.
Why?
And
What is it gonna do?
if it for only for protection
Protection from who?
from the people who
From
try
people
to
that
harm us regularly.
Who?
Yep.
No, stop being vague, guys. Seriously, stop being vague.
whether it's
Who?
from the so-called racists or the thugs that want to like take your and come in and like home invasions, that kind of stuff. It's from protecting
Dude,
anybody,
if
and
somebody,
it's even from protecting you from the police as well.
dude, your gun's not gonna protect you from the police. I don't care what you think. Like your gun is not gonna protect you from the police. Your gun's not gonna protect you
There
from
is
the
a
police.
story.
They got more guns than you. They got more people. So you might pop off 2 shots, but you about to take like 15.
There is a story of a gentleman.
Black Panthers, though, the Black Panthers armed themselves, and they.
You a Black Panther?
That's not what I'm saying, Javon.
But my point, you're bringing up the Black Panthers.
No
That's
reason.
an organized. That's the whole point of the well-regulated militia.
That's what I agree with. That's what I'm saying. That is what I would like to see. And again, like I said, the more heavily regulated part of it would affect our communities more than any other community, and it would prevent us from doing things like that.
So a handgun can't do that.
But not as well.
So, all right. You understand, like the police officers have.
So I'll
like,
say.
Go ahead, Morgan. Go ahead.
So I'll say, so concerning mass shootings, to me, there are. I'm kind of with an amalgamation of some of the things because I believe what Danny said about helping to, because I very the fact about what they said about the government don't give a crap about what's going on with us. That's completely factual. There's no way to even attempt to approach that and say that it's not true. That's a fact. Congress does not give a crap about this whatsoever. So, and the way that's because they politicize it immediately after this happens. You know what I'm saying? One way or the other, when it gets politicized, instead of it being like, "Hey, yo, bro, no, what happened?" Right? To me, the insanity of this entire situation, to me, I said, this only happens in America. It's not an issue for any other country on earth, especially civilized ones. It's not happening in civilized countries. Anywhere else does it happen, right? That's a fact. America is the only country that's been having these issues of mass shootings. Okay, so that makes us we have to look into why is America having these issues versus all these other. Makes sense that humans that are in America are born more violent or like to kill. I don't think it's any of that stuff logical within our societal structure that is leading these type of events continue on top of the laws that are preventing people that want to do those things. Because the common problem that I continue seeing these mass shootings is The people that are doing these, they're getting them legally. They're taking those legal weapons to slaughter kids and everybody else. I think we've had 20, and we're not even 6 months. That it in any other country, that would be the highest alarm bell that you could possibly have. It would only take one in any other country. One school shooting, whole Australia. We can go down a list of other countries that have had one mass shooting, and that changed everything for them. And they have not had the problem since. Americans continue to choose guns and freedom.
I answered that question though. But that they love guns though. Like America loves their guns.
I get a second. So
we glorify that. We glorify guns.
yes, they have actual. Yeah, there's a reason why in the show American Gods, one of the new gods was guns. You know what I'm saying? Like Americans worship guns, like we really do. It's seriously. That in itself still doesn't lead to the mass shootings. There are other issues that are leading to the mass shootings. So now the question is, all right, what do we do about it? Nothing. I think you're insane. That's where my mind is. If you're saying we shouldn't do anything because nothing's going to keep a crazy person from harming and shooting a bunch of kids, stupid approach. One, number two, crazy. Like it's because it not say that. If your kid was murdered by an assault rifle, you would be against you. I'll make assault rifles, but you're gonna want somebody to change something. So one of the things
J-Pat, that's the dumbest thing.
Is that
J-Pat, that's the dumbest thing, man.
Americans don't care enough about other Americans in the country until it happens to them.
But look at COVID. The same thing happened with COVID, though.
That. Agreed.
The same thing happened with COVID.
So is the issue
who that's a root.
So is the problem the assault weapon, or is the
go ahead, Rob?
Is the assault weapon? Then we have to talk about that. But if you look at the numbers, the primary weapon that was used was a handgun. So if you go back, we'll say if you go back to 2010, there's mass shooting. The primary weapon was a handgun, and technically, based on a few different sources, a mass shooting is anything where like 3 or more people have lost their life, and then under those circumstances, as far as what's been recorded that we can find on the internet, there's only been a handful where the primary weapon was an assault rifle. Something like an AK-47 or AK-57 or something like that. Like to Danny's point, something that just like you can pull the trigger, just like let it go. Because anything that's not that, none of those are primary weapons. So are we talking about the AR-15? Because that's not an automatic rifle. That's not something that's illegal. Or are we talking about like an M60? Or are we talking about a M16 or M14A or anything like that? Anything you can play like in Call of Duty or like Battlefield. Those guns.
I think
are we talking about that, or are we talking about?
I would like to ask why you need any of those weapons.
Here's the thing,
Danny,
Devon.
we can't
you can't
hear
even
you,
purchase. Yeah, we can't hear you. Here's the thing. You can't even purchase an M16, Javon. You'd have to get it illegally. You can't even legally purchase an AK-47, AK-57, or like a fat M240B or anything like that. You can't legally purchase those weapons.
Okay.
But does anybody
you can legally purchase an AR-15 though?
Exactly.
No,
and I don't think there's anything wrong
with an AR-15.
And you also don't need a car.
Yeah,
either, but people still drive cars.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Come on, man.
If it's about
come on, dude. Come on, man.
Come on, about me,
come on, dude. You really just compared the AR-15 to a car, dude. Stop that, dude.
I'm not comparing an AR-15 to a car.
So
you don't need your legs. You don't need your legs. Yeah, but
yes, you do need legs because you need to walk, but you don't need a car.
No, you can. People wear wheelchairs every day. Right? People wear wheelchairs every day.
Exactly, and they don't need cars.
You see how crazy that is, though. You just compared the AR-15 to a car.
You don't need a thing.
Yeah, I
didn't compare an AR-15 to a car.
The
what I did was you said that you don't need an AR-15, and I said you don't need a car because you technically don't need either one.
I'm not saying that you. I'm saying that your comparison. People aren't out here running. Well, people are running people over in cars, but most
Yeah,
car
Christmas
deaths
parade. That's a prime example.
are not because people are out here trying to kill each other in cars. Like the primary function of a car is transportation. The prior function of a
Correct.
Say,
rifle is
yeah,
to kill something. Like that's
yes.
the difference.
Yeah,
People
and you
use
still don't
knives
need
every
either
day.
one.
We use butter knives every. Yeah, that is the dude.
Listen, it makes sense
If you
like
got it, hold on, stop. Yes, you can use a bus, just like you can use a bike, just like it is a mode of transportation. In this world that we live in right now, you need a car more than you need a
no, you don't.
gun.
No, you don't. You know how I know? Because I'm using myself as anecdotal evidence. For at least 6 years, I was able to live my life without a car. I
You
went where I needed
realize
to
it's still a
go.
vehicle. Do you take
How
the
long did you
bus?
live? How long did you live without a gun, without having to use a gun?
I haven't been in a scenario. Well, actually, yes, I have. I've been in a scenario where I really probably should have had a gun. I didn't have a gun,
I've lived 40 years on this earth. I've never picked up a gun. I've lived
and
40 years
that's
on
good
this
for
earth.
you.
I
That's a
needed a
blessing to
car.
you.
I needed a car
That's a
though.
blessing to you. And
I
I'm the
needed a
exact
car
opposite.
though.
I didn't need a car for years. I didn't need a car for you. So
How you getting around it?
we're both exact
But you know what
opposite.
though? You know what?
So
Fine. You don't need a car. That's fine. Let's say that. But as Danny said, the car was not made when they go on when they go on the assembly line and they put the car together. Nobody's sitting there going, "This car is really going to kill somebody today. This car is really going to run somebody over today." Like it's not the purpose of a car. A
They
butter
actually build
knife.
safety feature. They actually build safety features into cars so that they're less dangerous.
They don't like the only safety feature in a gun is a safety that you can forget to put on. There's no other
So
purpose for a gun. There's no purpose for a gun other than to kill people.
So are you
Can we
talking
agree
about
on
now?
that?
Are you talking about the
or
purpose,
something.
or are you talking about the need?
Something.
What?
Are you
I
talking
didn't hear
about
you.
the
I'm sorry.
purpose, or are you talking about the need now?
No, I just said I'm willing to go with you that you don't need a car because you could be in New York City and you never need a car. You can get around. I'm with you. All right, cool. You don't need a car. But my point is, like, I don't necessarily need a tablet either, like an iPad, right? I don't need an iPad. If I get one, the purpose of the iPad is for entertainment, it's for schoolwork, it's for whatever. I can use an iPad to bash somebody over the head with. I could do that, but that's not the purpose of the iPad. The purpose of the iPad has other functions that have nothing to do with violence. The gun has no other purpose.
Jay,
Can we agree on
like
that?
you
Can we
saying
agree
cars
that?
kill more people than guns. So Jay is saying cars kill more people than guns, but that's part of what we're talking about right now. The primary purpose of a is not the same. Like you make that comparison, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no way to make that comparison to make it make sense, right? So you could use it and it sounds
I
good in the
wasn't making
moment
the.
when you use it. It makes
No, that was Jay. That was
no,
Jay saying that.
I,
That was Jay who said that,
I,
Robert.
yeah,
Do y'all,
Jay.
do y'all want to have this? Do y'all want to have this Celtics
But
Warriors conversation before we move on?
No, keep going.
Oh, okay.
I told you don't be I was not going to interrupt your conversation. If the conversation went short, I was going to talk about it, but we're in a good conversation, so let's keep going.
I'm just saying, you know.
Morgan be getting all frustrated about stuff, but he be saying some really weird stuff. He be saying some weird stuff, and
Morgan
you
be
get
looking
mad
so
when people
defeated,
call
bro.
you on it.
Morgan was telling the truth earlier, though. I don't know what
He really wasn't, but it was hard for me to say what I was saying through the chat. But anyway,
I'll tell you what
going,
I'm gonna do
going.
because y'all look here.
I'm trying not to talk about it, by the way.
Because y'all piss me off.
Why you pissed off?
Just hold on.
He's mad because I'm trying not to talk. I ain't even bring it up.
Just ask the question because it was entertaining.
I ain't even bring it up.
To me, it was entertaining what was happening.
Give me a
in the
second.
chat,
I was continuing with your conversation.
Can I have a second?
And you getting mad?
Can I have a second? Can I have a second to speak? All right. So, Jay, Brad, Arnie, a lot of our viewers that are commenting right now. What I would like to do, if Danny and John are interested, I don't know, Robert, if you're interested, I think I want to shoot for what I was originally planning to do. You know what I'm saying? Having a separate show where we talk about just that issue and let it go wherever else it goes. To give us more time to maybe come up with some solutions that because as far apart as I thought we would be. But again, this is one of the reasons I wanted to have a conversation because Congress it is not filled with adults. They're puppets. You know what I'm saying? Us
That's facts.
could have a productive conversation. Could have a productive conversation and get something in some way, shape, or form to try to address these issues. Because what I said is, and what I've said this whole time is, they not do nothing. BS. That's a BS answer the person should be able to see. You know what I'm saying? Given that, I'm gonna try to set and have y'all. Jay, if you want to show, you can. You can come on. You know what I'm saying? And we continue to have that conversation. Brad, continue to have that conversation. I'm gonna set up a separate like that because Danny brought it up.
Oh my God!
I need to get into it really quickly. I need to get into it.
All right, let's do it. Fine, let's go.
I just want to
hear y'all's prediction.
I just want to point out that I did not bring this up.
Has made
Robert, you painted.
I give you that.
I did not bring it up.
Credit. You did not.
Let me introduce it.
Javon, I got you. It was all Danny. Scroll Danny.
Danny always talk about he not an instigator, but he instigating right now. He over here like instigate, stretch it.
My wife made a great point.
Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't this because be quiet. Don't do that. He's about to cave Tiana because that's his wifey. She's telling the truth though, because I know that I can't be there all the time, and I know Tiana can protect herself because of the place where we live and the place that we operate. So she needs to have something to protect herself.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with personal.
Nobody said they had an issue.
I know, but my whole issue is there's like, okay, go ahead, man, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna introduce what happened earlier. So I just posted a picture. All I did was post a picture in the chat. Somebody brought up the fact that both the teams that KD and Kyrie left, the Warriors and the Celtics, are now in the finals without them. And for some reason, I know Javon is a Celtics fan, but for some reason that set them off.
I didn't even start it.
These two dudes off on a tirade. Like I literally put my phone down for 10 minutes, picked it back up. There were 50 messages. I was like,
I didn't even start it though. I didn't even start it. All I did was respond to it, and he went off. But go ahead.
So, to my understanding,
I didn't start it.
To my understanding, there is a difference between the way that KD is viewed and the way that Kyrie is viewed because of something, and I'm not quite sure. Can you explain it to me, Morgan? Can you explain to me why you view KD a certain way and you don't view Kyrie that same way?
You gonna act frustrated now? You said you wanted to do it.
What I said based on the meme that was put, and that's why I said you're saying you didn't start it. That's madness. But what I
just answer the question.
I understand. I'm trying to before you started speaking. Okay. I understand.
Y'all seeing this, right? Like
why
I
Kevin Durant.
want y'all to
I
understand it.
understand why.
Okay, all right.
I understand why Kyrie Irving left Cleveland. I very partially understand why Kevin Durant left OKC to go. What I said is, what Kevin Durant did is the most inexcusable thing in sports. There's no comparison. It is the weakest thing that I've ever seen in sports to this day, hands down. What Kyrie did does not compare to that in any way, shape, or form. All, none. A championship and went to another team to try to build his own legacy to win another championship. To this, it didn't work out in Boston. So he leaves Boston and then he goes to the Nets. He teamed up with Grant to go to the Nets.
I think that's the point right there.
About that, there's nothing.
I think that's the point. Yeah,
what
but if
what
he left,
is bad? What is bad is that Kevin Durant on the City Thunder, a championship caliber team, he choked a title chance away to the Golden State. Then he left OKC, a championship team. He had the pieces in place. Championship. Instead of him doing that, he left Oklahoma City to join to go win championships. There is literally nothing weaker that you can do. That's like going to the blacktop. Us four right here, and we running 4-on-4, and we at first he beats the bejesus out of us. Just runs us off the court. Everybody's laughing away. And once that game is over, instead of us, we go enjoy.
Damn word.
that
crap is super weak. I love Kevin Durant.
But
it's weak.
Didn't Harden leave first? Didn't Harden leave first?
Yes, Harden left first. Harden left almost
Even if he
right
did,
after the championship run. Okay, can I get my two? Can I get my 2 cents? Because you guys might actually What?
Okay,
yo, you got to get your Wi-Fi right, man.
He didn't have his.
All right,
he didn't
working
have
on
the pieces
Morgan.
in place.
Can I just give? Can I just? Okay.
Go ahead.
What I said, I questioned why Morgan felt it was more understandable for what Kyrie did and what Kyrie has been through and what he has done as opposed to what KD did. This is why, okay? Yes, you explained it very well about what Kevin Durant did. He left, he went to Golden State, the team that just beat him. I didn't like that move either, okay? Let me just say that I did not like the move because I was a Kevin Durant fan, all right?
Didn't like it either.
I was a big Kevin Durant fan. When he went to Golden State, wasn't happy with it. Now, we can all acknowledge that it wasn't just him going to Golden State. It was him getting away from Russ too. Right? Like he didn't like playing with Russ. Like they were having beef. They were having issues. Okay? Now, we can all acknowledge how I agree with you, Morgan. It was a weak move. What I don't understand is how you can understand Kyrie literally going away from a championship caliber team. This dude went away from LeBron James. He said, nah, bro, I'm good. I got my championship. Let me go build my own team. Mind you, he was a loser before LeBron got there. And I don't mean loser as in like he's a loser as a person. He was on a losing team. The dude wasn't sniffing the playoffs. LeBron came back. What happened? Championship. He was in the playoffs every time LeBron was there. And then what did he decide to do? You talk about how inexplicable it is for what Kevin Durant did. It's extremely inexplicable that he was like, this championship, this playoff contention thing, I ain't really feeling it. Let me go over to Boston. And then what did he do to Boston? He went there and messed up Boston to the point where they were better
That's why
Without him.
Javon is mad. That's why
No,
Javon
I'm
is
not
mad.
mad at. Honestly,
Kyrie.
I've been over Kyrie, dude.
That's
I'm
why
just
Javon
talking
is mad
about no.
Kyrie.
I'm just talking about what's more
That is 100.
understandable. Like what's more understandable? Like it's not more understandable for me to be in a good position and then go to a worse position and then make that worse position worse. And not only did he make it worse, he burned every bridge there and then went to the Nets and still couldn't be a winner. So I can understand. I don't like it, but I can understand I can understand Kevin going, you know what? I can't get over the hump with Russ. I'm gonna go to these dudes over here who won championships. I can understand that. I can't understand going, yeah, I can't play with LeBron anymore because I want to lead my own team.
Because I'm the best player in the world.
Kevin at least proved that he can lead his team to the finals. Did he not prove that Kevin Durant can lead his team to the finals? Yes or no?
He went to the team that literally.
What do you think he did?
Best record of all time.
He just went in the finals, though. He was just in the finals against LeBron.
There is no. So
was he not the best player on that team?
Kyrie left. Of course he was.
To do what?
But Kyrie,
what was Kyrie's point?
Left. Okay. Kyrie's point was, as he explained, so I don't even have to put words in his mouth. He won with LeBron, right? When he came to by himself, trying to build that team, okay, somewhere else, Miami, right? Yeah, he was in Miami.
You gonna have to. You got to fix your Wi-Fi, man, because we can't understand you, man.
Yeah, you're going in and out.
Yeah. They're trying to compare him.
Morgan, stop for a second. We can't understand you, man.
If I keep cutting in and out.
Hold on.
I'll say this, okay? Just to finish it up, so we can get to the list, because y'all know I got a bedtime I gotta get to.
You started it. I just want to point this out. I was gonna let it roll. I was gonna let it ride. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Just to finish it up.
But you hold on. But before you say your point, do you understand what I'm saying now?
No,
my issue has nothing to do with the Celtics or anything. My issue was with what Morgan was saying, that it was more understandable for Kyrie than Kevin.
Yeah, and I think I think this all goes back to what we talked about our preferences when it comes to like the not heroes that we have, but the basketball players that we admire. Y'all seem to care more about the superstar who puts the team on his back. I care more about the best team and the construction of a team that can win together, right? And I think Kyrie let his hubris mess up not just the Cavaliers, but the Celtics, and then now the
Nets.
The Nets.
This dude did it with 3 teams.
Exactly. I think he did it. He let his hubris. He let his ego mess 3 teams up, and he could have been a multiple. I honestly believe that if he would have stayed with the Cavaliers, they could have gotten 1 or 2 more.
I agree.
Together, and
which is why it doesn't make sense to me that it's understandable. Like if you just say I don't like the move that Kevin Durant did, that's fine, but you can understand why he made that move. That's like if you're the CEO of your own startup, right? And you're doing okay, but you can't get over the hump. And then somebody, a bigger company who's already been where you want to be, buys you out. Like there might be people that's like, man, but you should have stuck with it. You should have stuck with it. But you looking at it from, I'm bought out. I'm about to make all this money.
Right.
I'm okay. That's how I looked at it, even if I didn't like it.
I feel you. All right, Rob, are you staying with us for the top 5 list?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All All right, I'm kind of curious to hear about your top 5 most gangster Bible figures. That should be a interesting one. I'm really anxious to hear Morgan and Javon's though, because I know first of all, I know, I've talked to Morgan about the Bible a lot, so I know he's gonna have an interesting take on it. But Javon, I'm not sure about. This is a wild card. I don't know what Javon gonna say. So, let's go ahead and get it started then. Since you're the guest, Rob,
You the guest.
let's the guest always goes first. So let's hear your top 5 most gangster Bible figures.
So I'm gonna give honorable mention to Noah and
Okay.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Man, we don't do
I'm gonna give
honorable mention on this
Nebuchadnezzar.
show, man. What you doing? We don't do no honorable
Nebuchadnezzar.
mention. Man, you don't give us your top 5. Stop
I
that.
can't-
Stop that shade.
I can't say that because I might have one too. Go ahead.
So my number
Sean
5,
stupid.
I'm gonna go with Job, and I'm picking Job. And I kind of made my list based on people that took gangster actions, whether it's something they didn't do or whether it's something that they did do. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like looking through the Bible, it's kind of hard to pick 5 because there's a lot of these stories. Like it's like, man, that's like, yeah, you're not gonna find many cats that's gonna do that nowadays. So I picked Job at number 5 because everything that he went through was literally based on Jesus and the devil. And the devil's like, I bet I can take him. And Jesus was like, nah, I bet you can't. And the devil's like, I bet you I can. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to take my hands off of him. And then he's going to prove you wrong. And so he allowed the devil to do everything that he did to Job. He lost all his land. He lost his kids. He lost everything. He got like mad sick. He basically had the plague. And he still, at no point, he didn't fold. Now, to me, that's gangster. That's why I picked Job at number 5.
That's a great pick.
My number 4, like at the last moment, I'm gonna switch number 4 and number 3. So my number 4 is gonna be David, and I picked David.
David at 4?
Solely on the fact I picked David at 4. I picked at 4. I had to, because my number 3, I think my number 3 is what it is. But I picked David just because all the stuff that he did, where he sent that woman's husband off to war to die just so he could smash. And he fought Goliath. That's all he just wanted to smash. He's like, oh, you know what? I'm sending her husband off to war just so I can like smash and like, be done with it. That's gangster.
I like that, bro.
That's what you see like in Goodfellas or like Godfathers or like New Jack City too. Somebody would do some crazy stuff like that just to like smash a chick. And he did all that. And on top of that, he knew that the glory and the blessings weren't going to come to him. That's why it came to Solomon. Because David originally wanted to build a temple, if I'm not mistaken, but he didn't get to. Solomon got to do that. It's that move with the husband, though, that's janky, but that's also gangster. So that's why I got to put him at 4.
That was the most underhanded thing in the history of humanity, bro.
Bruh. So,
all right, what's
my number 3? Number 3, I gotta put the son. I gotta put Jesus in number 3.
We lived
his whole
Jesus.
life.
I thought we weren't having Jesus.
We didn't tell him that.
Okay. I was about to say.
Oh,
how is he 3? Wait a minute.
Just wait. Just wait.
Wait a minute.
Jesus is number 3.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Here's my number 3.
You had the option to use Jesus, and you had him at number 3, dude.
I sure did.
You better have the Trinity in front. You better have the Holy Ghost that you got in front.
No, I put Jesus in number 3 because he lived his whole life gangster from the time he came out from the womb. He went to the church, turned over the table. Oh, this is supposed to be the house of the Lord. He's made it the den of thieves and da 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 da. He did all that just for people 10,000 years from now, 40,000 years from now, that might even believe in this dude. And he did all that just so they can have a chance at eternal life.
For sure.
Now, personally, I don't think I could do that. But at the same time, you know what? That's why he's gangster.
We know.
was gonna
I
say,
couldn't
like,
do it.
that's not. Yeah, we can tell you that. There's no thinking there. Like, we can tell
No.
you that.
Nobody could do it though.
Now-
Nobody
All right,
could do
who's number 2, man? It better be the
My
Holy
number
Ghost.
2.
it. It gotta be-
My number
it
2.
gotta-
The greatest musician that has ever been, Lucifer, Satan, Beelzebub.
Hey, bro.
You gotta be.
You going
Bruh,
You got to
listen,
be.
listen.
Bro, we can't help
I'm
you.
really
He's trying to
worried
take over
right now.
heaven.
Like, no joke, dude. Like, I'm really worried we gonna lose our feed, and then we ain't never gonna be able to get the show up again for some reason.
Lucifer Morningstar.
You put
This man
Lucifer
trying to take over
listen,
heaven.
man. Bruh,
He got half the angels to be like, yo,
bruh. Oh my God.
follow me. We gonna take this stuff over. We putting that man out. You heard about Zeus?
He
See what did to
lost.
Daddy Kronos. We're doing that.
But he
Hey,
lost.
to even attempt it. He attempted
He
it.
lost, man. You put the devil in front
He
of Jesus
attempted
Christ, man. Oh my God. I don't know how to deal with this.
That's gangster.
This is
That's
blasphemy.
you tell me it's not gangster.
This is blasphemy.
That's like some Darth Revan stuff, right?
Bruh, you listen, I don't say this normally to people, but you might be going to hell. Like, you might be going to hell. Dude.
Yo,
I'm not saying it because I want you to go to hell. I'm just saying.
This is definitely top 5.
You gonna
top
reach the
5
pearly
moments
gates
right
and have
now.
to explain this top 5. God
I'm like,
gonna be like,
He's gonna
hey,
be
let's
like-
talk about that top 5 you had.
He's gonna be
Or
like
the-
number 3, huh? He's gonna be like number 3, huh? Really?
number 3.
All right. Who's
So
the
at number
one?
Oh man.
Number 1, I gotta put Yahweh. I gotta put the Father. I gotta put God at number 1.
I hope so.
The
You
reason-
had no other choice.
The reason why he's the most gangster is because he's the architect of it all. He is the one above
I
all.
can't. Oh my gosh. Yo, I'm crying over here, yo. I'm crying.
Wildest, bro.
Yo, funniest
Hey.
list we've ever had on this show.
Yo,
Hands down, man.
That was
Hands down.
absolutely
You get
entertaining.
and listen, man. If we ever do top 5 top 5 guest lists, this is number 1. This is number 1.
one, bro.
Number 1.
Top 5 guest moments? Yeah, Robert's
Oh
making-
my gosh. Oh,
That's
if
wild.
we ever do a clip show, that's going right there.
Bro, this dude put Satan over Jesus.
Oh my
That
god.
dude is
You
bold.
put Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
it wasn't easy, man. This was not an easy
He
list.
He said Jesus at 9. And then and he had him at 4. He just switched 3 and 4. Anyway.
Because I'm in my head, I'm like, it's Jesus is gonna be an automatic top 5 gangster figures anyway. But I'm like,
Jesus should be automatic top 2 at least.
Yeah. Exactly.
If God is your number 1, he should be number 2. And then you left out the Holy Ghost. I don't understand this. Like,
well,
Yeah, we gotta
technically
say- we
the 3 of them are the same, so they really could all.
listen, man, I'm definitely going to church this weekend. I feel bad. I feel bad with this show. Like, God, I need to go pray on this. Go ahead, Danny. Danny, you about to have the most. Danny about to have the most
I feel
wholesome
like my
list.
list. I feel like my list is safe after that. After that,
Oh,
I
man.
feel like my list is safe. All right.
Everybody list is safe.
All right. So, here's my top 5.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So number 5, your boy worked on a boat for 100 years while everybody called him crazy. That's gangster. Noah at number 4. All right.
That is
Number
gangster.
4. The Bible says she made him fall asleep in his lap, then called over some more dudes to cut his hair off. That's gangster. Fall asleep in her lap. Y'all didn't, that's a little deep. Y'all didn't get what that meant.
Samson.
But that's gangster. Delilah at number 4. Number three. I did 100 jump ropes. I did 100 jump ropes the other day, and I almost died. Okay, so your boy fought with an angel, wrestled with an angel all night with a broken hip. That's Jacob at number 3. All right, that's gangster. Number 2. Now this one, she might have got a bad rap, because even today, if you call somebody Jezebel, you might have to fight. That's gangster. Number 2 is Jezebel. My honorable mention is your boy said, look, Jesus, I know you're the son of God and everything, but I gotta get this money. Judas.
Wow. Oh my God.
That's the honorable mention.
Dude.
That's the honorable mention. No, that's the honorable
Honestly,
mention.
it better be honorable mention.
That's
I thought you
honorable
said that was
mention.
number 3. I was about to be like, yo, I'm getting off this. I'm getting
That's
off.
my
I'm getting
honorable
off.
mention.
I'm getting off.
But
Like,
the number
y'all.
one, my number one, like Robert said, the most underhanded dude I've ever seen in the history of literature. My guy said, not only am I smashing your wife while you're away, he set up for him to come back the night of. And if Uriah would have just went and slept with his wife, everything would have been fine. But he was about duty over the booty. So David had him killed. David, King David, number 1 on the list.
All right. I really thought you had Judas at number 3. I was about to be like, yo, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to be associated with this episode right here. I'm gonna edit myself out. Like, I'm gonna go back and digitize my face. All right, here's my list. While Morgan works through his, here's my list. Once again, I there was a reason why I wasn't comfortable with this list, and you guys have done a great job of bringing that to bear. Okay, number 5, I went with Joshua. Took over from Moses after he died, led the Israelites to the Promised Land. You know the whole thing. Blew the trumpets. God smashes the wall down. All that. Most of the people you guys have already said, so I'm just gonna make it quick. And then I had Elijah.
Mhm.
I had to go with Moses. I was gonna put some angels in here. I was gonna put Michael, but I decided to not do angels. I didn't want to do any whole spiritual figures like that. So I said Moses. Come on now, Moses. You gotta have Moses in there. And then you already mentioned David at number 2. And then I don't know how y'all have nobody but Samson. I mean, Samson is gangster dude in the whole Bible, man. Come on now.
That's why I put Delilah on over.
Yeah, but even when they cut his hair, tore it down. Come on now.
He still tried to let your girl go. He still tried to let Delilah out of the temple. He was like, "Hey,
listen, man.
I know you tried to take me out, but go on and go, girl."
Hey, listen, man. You got to do what you got to do. There's not a man on this earth that has not been enticed. Not one man on this earth. Well, let me rephrase that. There's not one heterosexual or man that is into women. I got to be careful. I don't want to be canceled. That has not been enticed. All right. So I just want to say that. I already feel better about my list. My list is
Robert took all the heat off this.
Robert taking all the dude. If you get one vote this week, I'm worried about whoever vote for you. Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Terrible.
See, I'm so mad that I missed his reveal because I saw y'all laughing, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make sure the connection was straight. So
God saved you. God saved you.
Go back and you gotta go back and watch.
God was protecting you. God knew He did not want you to be a part of that.
Was the man for the job. I knew Rob was the man for the job, bro. I knew.
Rob,
you know what I'm saying?
God was
I
like,
knew.
nope, you don't need that in your spirit.
I respect it, bro. I respect it. All I heard was he put the devil before Jesus, and you know what I'm saying? You straight gangster. You gangster for that. You gangster for that right there. You know what I'm saying? That's some gangster stuff right there. You know,
I wouldn't use the word gangster, but
gangster.
like I just said, when you get to the pearly gates, I hope you better be ready to defend this list again.
Explanation ready, buddy.
You gonna want an explanation?
That crap is gangster, bro. I don't care what y'all say. I respect it, Rob. I respect it.
All right, you got Morningstar on your list. You got the Morningstar on your list?
Nah.
I don't know how.
All of my.
I don't know how y'all don't have a man.
I went with all actual people. You know what I'm saying? Actual
That's what I
living
did.
soul.
Me too.
But because I did say, but I forgot to tell Robert, I did say I think we
Yeah.
should leave Jesus out because
Yeah.
that's an obvious one.
Because
But
obviously that should be number one, but I guess
mean,
not
you
obvious.
know, even
you
with
would
me,
think
yeah, you know, at least
one
number
would think,
2. You could put him at
one
number
would
2
think,
at least.
one would
If
think
God is your number 1, you might, you know, you Jesus number 2.
that's what I'm saying. See, I thought God was like literally like that is a no brainer. So I, you know what I mean? Like I didn't think I need to put God on there
I
or
didn't
Jesus.
either.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, okay. So my number 5, and it might be a lesser known person, but her name is Jael. For y'all, if you have not heard of the story, go to Judges 4. I know you've heard of the prophet
Man.
Deborah.
Preach.
Uh,
Hey, can y'all take out your Bibles and go?
Put it in your
hey,
Bible.
you were picking on me saying I was a
Judges
deacon, right?
4.
You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
start. Yeah,
You
come
you were
on,
picking
man.
on you picking on me saying I was a deacon. I
This
am.
dude,
So
we
anyway,
in prayer meeting right now.
Go
Go to
ahead.
your Bible.
Go ahead.
Everybody,
I want
pull
to
up
hear
your
it.
Jael,
I
Bible.
want to hear
I,
it.
I
Don't
will
pull out your
explain.
phone. You better
I will
have your Bible.
explain.
Don't.
I will
We don't need
explain
the app.
why
We want the
Jael is on the
Bible.
list. I will explain why Jael is on the list. So in Judges, just quickly in Judges, when in the story of Deborah, the prophetess Deborah, there was a war that was
I'm getting my
fought.
Bible. Hold on.
There was do that. There was a war. There was a war that was fought. There was a war that was fought, and Jael was in her tent minding her business. The general for the Canaanite army had run away from the war because they were losing. Jael invited him into his tent. You know what I'm saying? Said, yo, I'll hide you, put a rug over him, gave him some milk to drink and everything. Told him she was going to stand in the tent and make sure nobody came in there and lie for him. And then when that dude went to sleep, she took one of the tent spikes and put that joint through his temple into the ground, into his head, and ended the war. What could be more gangster than her enticing you into her house? She went to the door of her house and was like, yo, come here, bro. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, bro. We good. You know what I'm saying? And she brought him. She's going to hide milk and all that, and then
That's
put a
gangster.
literal tent spike through his temple into the floor. And then after she did it, she went and got the general for Israel army and told him, hey, let me come and show you where old buddy at. And when he came to the tent, his head was on the spike in the ground. So that I don't know what's that's seriously gangster. Go look it up. Judges 4.
That's gangster.
Number 4, Samson.
Amen.
Number 4, Samson. Of course, I mean, you know how gangster you got to be to take a jawbone of an ass and kill droves of people, beating everybody to death with a jawbone of an ass. After you done just got some, see, I said it in a different iteration. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to not say it in a biblical way. You know what I'm saying? But the jawbone of an ass to beat some people up after probably he had just gotten. I ain't gonna say it anyway. And then afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Like he killed more Philistines in with no eyeballs. Then he poked his eyes out and everything. He still pushed down the pillars and killed more of them at the end of his life than he did in the beginning. So Samson's OG. Number 3. This was hard. Number 3, David. I know how much I love David, so I got him at number 3. David is a whole OG, and I almost put him at number 1 for the strict fact of what he did with Bathsheba and Uriah. Do you know how much of a gangster you have to be to send a man home from war? Say, yo, go home, and you should go home and chill with wifey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you should go chill with wifey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go rest yourself down, whatever. Uriah's like, nah, I can't do that. The whole reason he told him to go home was because he had been smashing with this dude's wife. So he was like, nah, I need you to go busting her so that when the baby comes, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really wondering what's going on. And on top of the fact he killed Goliath, I mean, you know what I'm saying? In front of everybody, he killed Goliath and couldn't nobody do nothing about it. Then he whipped everybody. I don't need to go into, I can go into mad stories about David. That dude's super messy. That's another reason he gangster. But I'll cut it short.
The messiest.
Number 2. Dang, Kevin. See, I didn't see, but time, so I figured about it. All right, number 2, Elijah. Elijah, how can you be more gangster than a nigga that literally didn't die and left in a chariot on fire? How? He's not. He left in a chariot on fire. Before he did that, he literally cancel some niggas with fire from heaven. Like they were coming to come see him, and he was like, "Bruh, if I'm a man of God, let fire come from heaven right now, kill all y'all." Killed 25 people right there. He killed like 50 some people with fire from heaven before anything else. Then he picked on the prophets of Baal. He picked on the prophets of Baal, had them take up a whole sacrifice. He literally said, "Man, maybe your God is on vacation. Maybe he's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't take a walk."
Hey, he was trash talking though. He was
He
trash
told
talking.
them, hey, the prophets were beating themselves with switches and all kinds of crap to try to get their God to respond, and he was trolling them for it. And
I
then
feel
he
like
had a sacrifice.
I feel like I realize now why Morgan wanted this topic.
I didn't want
Morgan
this
was ready
topic.
to
Danny asked
preach.
for it.
Morgan was ready to preach tonight.
Nah, I'm the
Danny
one.
asked
See,
for the
nah,
topic.
I was the one. Who
Morgan
asked
was
for
ready
the
to
topic,
preach tonight.
and y'all was
Danny
acting
asked
like
for
it
it. I
was
didn't
whack.
ask for it. I didn't ask for it. Danny did. All right. And number one, Moses. I mean, if we're gonna leave Jesus and God out of it, Moses literally killed a nigga for messing with his nigga. They was out there working. They was out there working, and one of the Pharaoh's people was beating on his boy. He was like, "Nigga, hey, stop!" And then old buddy ain't stopped. Moses went over there and handled this nigga, and then hid him in a ditch. He didn't even. I mean, he just drugged the body off and went right back to what he was doing,
Hey,
and then he had to
whole
run.
prince at the top. A whole
Hey,
prince
can I
at the
say
top,
something?
too.
Can I say
I'm just
something?
saying.
No. I've never heard you use the word nigga so much. And
Yeah.
now the damn time we talking
Yeah.
about the Bible, then the niggas just come raining out.
Yeah, hey, it's a real
The
shit, bro.
dichotomy is hilarious.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to make sure that it resonates with everyone. You know what I'm saying? So he literally for mess. That's before he even gets to meet. That's before he even goes and meets God, and he talked to a burning bush that was burning but wasn't consumed, and he just sitting there talking to it, having a freaking conversation. Then once
Bro.
he starts to follow God, the Ten Commandments, I don't need to explain that. But when he comes off the mountain, he's pissed with him. There's mad stuff Moses did that was insane.
You didn't even mention parting the Red Sea. You didn't even mention that.
Yep.
That's obvious. He parted the Red Sea. God said, "Speak to the rock," and he took a staff and beat the rock, so the water came out. I mean, he God said to the rock, he said, "Nigga, I'm off that," and then beat the rock coming out. Past that, I'm just saying.
He ain't never gonna use the word again.
He
But
didn't say
He
that.
did
He
say
didn't
it.
say that to God.
He did say it to
He said,
God. He
"Nigga,
was like, "I'm off that, bro." He was like, "I'm off that, bro." And then
oh
he
my
beat the rock,
gosh.
and
Oh
water
man.
shot out. Do you know how hard you got to hit a rock to make water fly out of it? Do you know how gangster that is? Not only, and then people were
Hey,
coming for Moses, right? They were talking trash, saying, "Who chose you to lead?" Moses was like, "I don't think y'all want this smoke," and they was like, "Nah, we do want this smoke." Like, "I don't think y'all
hey,
do." No, God literally opened the earth to consume all of these mugs at the same time, their family, their tents, and everything else. I'm just saying,
hey, before I go, I just want to mention one thing.
exactly. That's right. That is correct, bro. See, I was trying to leave that
Before I
out.
go,
I
I
was trying to
just
leave
got
it
to
out.
point out. I got to point
And he
out.
saw God's glory.
All of these people we were talking about,
Saying.
super gangster. None of them needed to use a gun. Y'all have a good night.
That's true.
That is the corniest thing
He's got
ever
a
said.
point.
They didn't even have guns then.
That's true. But I mean, would you use a gun if you could have God swallow some niggas in the earth? I mean, I wouldn't need a gun. I just be
No.
like, hey, I told y'all I told y'all don't want this smoke. And then they was like, yeah, we do. And he was like, all right, bet. Drop fire.
Hey man, go to
And
my
then next thing you know,
Kickstarter, y'all.
these
Everybody go to
motherfuckers
my
out.
Kickstarter. Everybody
Yeah,
go to
do
my
That's
that.
like
Kickstarter.
Put the link in there. I
that's
can't
like
put
Dr.
anything
Strange
else.
having
Tried,
a
man.
gun.
I tried to put
Why
the
would
link in there, and it was like, nah, we're not letting you.
I lost
Works.
control of stuff. I can't put a link up.
Hold
I
on, real
can't
quick.
set
While we
time
got
up.
11 people on this thing, I want all 11 of y'all to go and do the Strong Zero Kickstarter. The link is in the chat. Go on and do that. Hold on, I'm gonna put the link in the caption too, if it let me. It's not letting me. Oh
It
wait, here it
should.
is.
I'm
There
about
you
to say
go.
you got control of everything.
There you go. There you go. I'm gonna go on to the Kickstarter. Hey, right now I have a incentive where if you do $50 or more, you get this t-shirt, right? Sure. Hold on. Boom. $50 or more, you get that t-shirt. And
That's a
it's
dope. That's a dope deal.
exclusive.
God dang it.
It's exclusive. I'm not making these t-shirts after. I'm not selling them after. It's only for this Kickstarter. So right now, for the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, going to get that strong Kickstarter. Going to get there. I'm gonna put that link right up there again. There it is. You're just gonna
Yeah,
leave
make
it.
sure. Yeah, hit that ticker.
Let
Hit
it
that.
ride. Let it ride. Let it ride.
Make sure you put it in the chat. Yeah, you already did. Okay, never
Yep,
mind.
I got
Yeah,
it in the chat, man.
they could just go ahead and click on that joint.
I'm gonna be on
Yeah,
Michael
man.
Watson's show tomorrow too. His watch and draw.
I'm chat and draw. I'm a
Chat and draw.
I'm a crash that joint tomorrow, bro.
I mean, you can try. I mean,
No, I'm gonna
I
do it.
feel like we should. I would. I know you wanted to do another show for this, but I do like the conversation about the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Because Robert and I had a back and forth about this on my own thing. Because I had mentioned to you, Robert, how a good start would be like license, registration, all that other stuff, and you said that was not enough, or that what's the point of doing all that if people are going to do it anyway? Did you not say that? I'm make sure if not, or was it somebody else?
I had to go back and look at that thread, but
Okay.
I probably have said something like that though.
Yeah. So but this like for me, it's not like, yes, nobody needs guns, like, but I feel like getting a gun for protection of your home, I get that. I don't feel like regular people should be. I feel like average citizens don't need to be carrying personally. Like, to me, more guns very rarely fixes situations. It just means more people get shot. That's how I look at it. Because even you had all those, even the situation that just happened in Texas, all those cops got guns, and not name one of them was ready to go up in there.
Yeah, because he had an assault rifle and
Right,
armor.
because he had an assault rifle. So in my mind, there's always a bigger gun. So more guns isn't really fixing the situation. The fixing the situation is lessening the amount of guns that can wipe out large swaths of people that are
Agreed.
able to be in the hands of regular citizens. That's why like I don't personally like guns, but I don't object to people having a handgun in their house. Like I don't object to people who use like hunting rifles or something like that. Like I understand, hey, you hunt deer, so this is the gun that you use to hunt deer. Like I got that. But those hunting rifles don't generally take out like 15 people in one pull of a trigger.
Nope.
Unless they all stand in a line.
And even then, that'd be
And even then,
that's
it ain't
past the 50
powerful
count
enough
right
to
there.
right. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I feel like those type of military grade weaponry belongs with the military.
But an AR-15 is not a military grade weapon.
How many people are you
Look,
killing
I'm
with
not.
one pull of the trigger though?
Yeah. So that's
With
what
an
I'm saying.
AR-15,
So
Yes,
I
with
think
an AR-15.
I think there should be what we one of the
I
things,
know, Morgan. Hold on, I want Robert to answer that though.
all right.
How many?
So repeat your question
How
again,
many
Javon.
people can you kill with one pull of the trigger of an AR-15?
Are they all standing together in a row? Because a semi-automatic rifle is not an automatic rifle. It's only you got burst fire, so maybe you get 3, maybe 5 shots off.
That's still a lot.
In one pull. How many
That's
will
still
you?
a lot. That's 5.
How many?
That's at
But
the
to
most
answer your
5 people
question,
though.
how many people can you kill in one pull of a trigger
Yes.
of a
Yes.
semi-automatic rifle?
Yes.
I don't know, but I know that with one handgun, you can kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because most of these mass shootings have happened with handguns.
And
There's
that's
been
what I'm saying.
scenarios.
That's the compromise though. The compromise for me is I understand people need like handguns for protection in their home. And I'm saying that most of these mass shootings are by young white men who legally obtain weaponry when they hit the age of like 18. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like the guy who just did that shooting, as soon as he turned 18, went and bought a gun. And I'm saying that if you're 18 years old, you don't need to be able to buy a gun. Hell, at 21, in my opinion, you don't
Agreed.
need to be able to buy a gun. Like, you don't. I think 25 is a solid age to be able to purchase a weapon. What do you need a gun for before the age of 25?
It could be a myriad
Are
of
you
things.
are you asking me that question? Or is this rhetorical?
I mean, you can answer it. It was more rhetorical, but I don't have a problem with you answering it.
I mean, there's plenty of stuff. I don't know. You probably because of protection. Because at the age of 25, by that point, you're able to legally do everything that one adult can do: vote, drive, smoke cigarettes,
Okay.
go to war and actually kill other people for the
Yes.
state. You're able to do that.
Okay.
And actually, as a man, you're forced to enlist to be able to do that at the age of 18. So at that point, you don't even have the
Okay.
choice whether you want to be able to kill someone or not. Because granted, I didn't
Yeah,
want to
but
go to
that
war,
but
so I
we're
didn't.
talking about
I had
war
that list
though.
up.
We're talking about war. Like that to me, that's a huge divide there. Like what's going on in when you go to war, going to war is one thing. I'm talking about being a citizen here in the United States.
At the age of 25, you're at that point you are legally able to do everything that an adult
Right.
can do.
I understand that.
And you would have been at that point 4 years an adult.
Right, but can we acknowledge that the maturity level? I mean, think about your 20s. You ain't the same at 18, 21 as you are at 25. Half these kids are going back to schools that they were bullied, felt different in, whatever, and taking it out on everybody. And so that's what I'm saying. My thing is, let's limit that. Let's start there. All right. We can start there. How do we get these guns out of the hands of people who aren't at the age to mentally understand what the hell they're doing? Let's
You're
do
not,
that. Or
but you're
even
not
in
gonna.
forget the age, or even in their right mind to be in possession of guns.
That's not something that a law can fix.
Why?
Because people, since guns have been a thing, people have been killing people with guns.
But you
with
can't limit
knives.
it. So you're telling me you can't limit it at all?
I don't know if you can limit it. And if we're talking about limiting it, where are we starting and where do we want to go? Are we talking about 3 mass shootings a year is acceptable? Is
It's not
10
about, but to
acceptable?
me, I'm not talking about acceptability. I'm saying
Yeah,
you can't drunk drive, right? And then I'm gonna let Morgan talk after this. Like drinking and driving is illegal, right? But people still drink and drive, right? Right? We can all agree that people still are stupid enough to drink and drive. But it's still a law. And the law is there for the most part to limit people's desire to do that because we understand the consequences that come with it.
Yeah, it's a deterrent.
Yes, it's supposed to be a deterrent. There's no way, because of the country that we live in, unless you say we ain't selling these guns no more,
Period.
these
Anyway.
type of guns no more. We not allowing people to possess anything over the caliber of a small handgun, and you can't open carry at all. Like that to me is if you really want to have a true put a dent in it, that's what you got to do. But if we're talking about, okay, we want to still allow people the right to bear arms, cool. You got to do all this mountain of paperwork and all this other stuff before you even sniff a gun.
But all that is doing is affecting people that wouldn't do these things.
That's
and
not
the people
all.
that
See,
do
that's what I'm
these
saying.
things started off with
so?
people that didn't.
But that's what I'm saying.
What
When you're saying all that would do, that's not true.
That's not true.
It's not true. It would be, like I said, it would be very similar to, and Obama gave this example when he was in office at a town hall. It's very similar to the same backlash that happened when they made it law that you have to wear seatbelts. You didn't have to wear seatbelts. What was it in the 50s and 60s? You didn't have to wear a seatbelt. So when it got brought up, they're like, "Yo, we're going to make it a federal thing and enforce it in states as well, as much as we can, influence that you have to wear a seatbelt." You know what I'm saying? In order to drive your car, you have to be wearing a seatbelt. If you don't, you'll be pulled over for it. You'll be fined. You'll be whatever, right? when that first came out, people were pissed because they felt like you're telling me what I can and can't do in my car that I bought with my money that I'm paying insurance for.
Yep.
I pay for this car. I pay insurance. How you gonna tell me whether I'm? It's my responsibility to keep my family safe. It's my responsibility to tell them whether they're gonna put their seatbelt on or not have it on or whatever. Everybody was mad about it. There's nothing that the government is gonna put into law that people like to do that is a choice of theirs or what they can buy or what they cannot buy that people are not going to be upset about. Guns just happen to be the biggest one because Americans are infatuated with guns on a level that it's just not natural. It's not there's nothing natural about how much Americans adore guns and worship them. To be honest, again, this is coming from a gun owner. I have a gun, right? I don't worship it, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, but having fun with it, going to the shooting range, you know what I'm saying, with my friends, protecting my household, you know what I'm saying, handgun, shotgun, you know what I'm saying. Uh, I'm for them doing the if they're going to limit assault rifles, I have no problem whatsoever filling out extra paperwork in order to get that assault rifle. If I really want it, I should be there shouldn't be a problem with me filling out more paperwork in order to get it, or if they want to put it in the register, then now you know what I'm saying that now we know, okay, it of the legal assault rifles, because like I said, the other problem is that people always bring up is, well, that's not going to do anything, that's just going to take the guns away from the good guys when there's still going to be illegal guns for the bad guys. That's a separate problem. You know what I'm saying? You can't solve the Rubik's cube all at one time. You know what I'm
Even
saying?
those, and you know what though, and just to touch on what you just said there, oh, it's gonna take the guns out of the hands of good guys. Good guys ain't doing nothing. We just saw it. Good guys
That's
ain't do
true.
nothing.
No, there was an event that happened, I believe, on the 27th, where a woman in Charleston, West Virginia,
Yeah, she
killed
stopped
a
one.
potential
Yep.
mass
It
shooter
Okay,
happened
with her
it
okay.
happened
handgun.
it
I'm
happened
not
in
saying
Texas.
that it's not
It happened
impossible.
in Texas too, in the church. You remember the church
I'm
shooting in
right. I
Texas, and there was
remember that.
a
I'm
guy that
not,
had a gun that saved him.
and I'm saying that individual, that woman, would
Is a
probably
freaking
still
hero.
have a gun. She probably would still make it through all of the documentation
100%.
and everything that require her to
100%.
get a gun. So
100%.
it's not stopping. It's not going to stop a law-abiding citizen from getting a gun. It's going to make it harder for
It makes
somebody.
it a more extensive process, which it should be, because you're buying to own a weapon that is literally designed to kill something or to shoot something with a high velocity enough to kill something. Like, you know what
I
I'm saying?
just
Like it's not
What else is the point of it, though?
I
it's
disagree.
not.
It shouldn't be harder to buy a gun because there are things that are harder to do that are beneficial for you, like find out tax benefits and stuff that people literally don't do. That's not a direct comparison, but there are tax benefits that people can get that they don't take advantage of because it's harder to do.
Okay,
It shouldn't be harder to purchase a firearm.
why?
But okay,
Did
yeah,
you
that's what I'm saying.
go
Why?
ahead? Go ahead,
Why,
Marty.
why not? Why again? Like I said,
So because
where my biggest issue in this conversation always is for people that say that we shouldn't do anything. That's unacceptable to me, because again, there are random people dying because America. We're not talking about any other country because America's the only one, right? There are people dying on a regular basis. We've had over 200 shootings like this in this country just this year, not in the past few years, just this year. We've had 27 school shootings this year, just this year. So that's 27 schools. Let's say there's one kid at each school. That's 27 kids dead because of something that what it
because it
shows
was
us
real easy for them to get a gun.
what it shows us is that something has to change. Now, what we change and how we get there is the conversation that has to be had. But saying nothing should change is evil.
Well,
That's insane and evil to me to say
well,
that nothing should change.
let me ask this question though. You made the point about tax benefits, okay? Because it's hard to get tax benefits. Okay. Why, if you're not really giving me a reason why it shouldn't be harder. You're just comparing it to something else that's hard to do. Whereas I'm saying it should be harder to do because what you're trying to possess is something whose sole purpose is to kill things. Like the sole purpose of the gun is made for no other purpose other than to kill things. And so I'm saying if I'm the same way I said that it's difficult to get a car's purpose is to drive around, but a side effect of that is that if you don't use it well, you can hurt somebody or yourself. So because of that, you have to get insurance. You have to, for the most part, you need to do some sort of training how to drive. You need a license. You need to be registered. The car that you're using has to be registered, because if you hit somebody or if you can't just crash a car, get out and leave. You know what I mean? Because that car needs to be registered to you.
They have to have the way to track you.
Right. Just like you need a pilot's license. Flying a plane is difficult. We can all agree that flying a plane is difficult. So it's a difficult thing. Right. It's a difficult thing to do, which is why not just any old willy-nilly person has a pilot's license. So you have to go through all these steps, all this training to fly. So if you have to go through all of this to fly an airplane,
that's not designed to harm anybody.
That's not necessarily designed to hurt somebody.
Not necessarily. It's not.
Then, well, what I'm saying is you can still, but it's not designed. Nobody's designing an airplane for the most part, unless it's a fighter jet. But even then, you still, not everybody can just fly a fighter jet. Like, you can't even buy a fighter jet now that I think about it.
Because I don't have $67 million. Okay, I can't buy an F-22.
That's what I'm saying.
So you wouldn't get one.
Yeah, I know, right? You be a person of interest real fast. Your first inquiry will make you a person of interest real fast.
Yeah.
But my point is,
like, you want to get a what? Quit that ain't gonna watch this.
My point is, these things are all difficult to. They are all very difficult to do, and yet all of them are way more difficult than it is to purchase a gun. And the whole point of the gun is to kill people. So that's my question though. Like, why shouldn't it be as difficult as these other things?
I think it shouldn't be I think it should not be any harder than it already is. I'll change it to that, because I don't want the state telling me what, like, I got to do all this just to get something.
The state tells you. The state tells you to do a whole bunch of other stuff. You have a car, right?
And I want them out of my business. I want them to leave me alone.
Well, unfortunately, that's not part of society, bro.
Yeah,
if you want to be a part of society, you got to follow certain rules.
And I get where you're coming from with that, Rob. Like, I do. I get that. Like, you're a person that you're not for big government. I get that, and I think more people than they realize are that way. You know what I'm saying? They just you just don't think about it in that capacity. But I think more people than they realize are that way. That they don't want the government making decisions for them. They'd rather be able to make those decisions on their own.
Yeah, but it's silly though, because the government makes decisions for us every day.
I know that, but what I'm saying
every day. But I understand. But I'm saying, like, you can't smoke a cigarette in a building right now. You can't smoke a cigarette in a building.
And people were pissed about that too.
And people were mad about it. You can't smoke a cigarette in a building. You can't walk into a building. There are many buildings that you can't walk into without a shirt on.
Yeah. And I mean, but that's my point. So I get where Robert's coming from, though. That's what I was saying. What I was saying is I get where Robert's coming from as a person that is not for big government. There are a lot of people out there like that, and there are people that are actually like that don't realize it, because on political issues they don't view it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Until you present it to them, because in America, another one of the things that blocks everything is the D or the R. As long as that's beside somebody's name, whole conversations don't even happen. Just because people are dumb enough to buy into it, instead of you just having a conversation about the actual issue at hand. So in this situation, that's why I said what I said earlier. Regular citizens are doing, us three right here are doing better than what Congress does. Congress has not had this conversation. They will not have this conversation. Even if they do, it's not going to lead to anything productive because of the D and the R. because they're
Yep.
retarded, and because they're very well paid by corporations that are against them doing those things.
But
Which,
and then a lot of them dudes like guns too.
yes, but they're not. But see, that's what I'm saying. One of the other things that irritates me about this conversation is when you talk about the fact that we need to do something. The first thing that people say is, "But I need my gun." I don't want your freaking gun. I got one too. Shut up. I didn't ask for your gun. We're talking about how do we fix this problem? What do we do as a society to step into this? What do we do as a society to step into this
Right, but
and make changes that are going to save lives in
but
some
that's what I'm
in
saying.
some
Like
type
if
of meaningful
like
way?
we're having a conversation, Robert is on the other side. Of he's like, I don't want this to be any more difficult than it is now. And then I'm saying, well, if you don't want it to be more difficult than it is now, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you're not willing to make a change, a significant, substantial change, now a significant, substantial change, any significant, substantial change leads to a being uncomfortable.
People being pissed.
Like even COVID, we
People
had
feel
we had to
pissed.
wear masks, and people are like fighting against the mask because
People
it's
pissed about that
uncomfortable.
right now.
Right. But we had to do it to get COVID numbers down.
We didn't have to. Not for that.
Bro, how else we gonna get COVID numbers down if people ain't covering their mouth?
Well,
Look at Texas, as opposed to
COVID
California
numbers were high.
in terms of numbers. When Texas
They
took
were
the
high
mandates off,
because
people were
nobody was
like,
wearing masks.
Texas is
Dude,
going to turn into this
Texas and
apocalyptic
Florida
land.
had two of the highest numbers though.
they did for
Not
a while.
not after the mask. Not after they took away the mask mandates.
What?
Not after they took away the mask mandates.
Dude, but they were never following mask mandates in Texas and Florida. At no point.
Them in Florida were
Texas, Florida, and Georgia.
They were loose.
Three of the highest states.
Well,
because they
if we're going
didn't
to talk
follow
about
the
COVID, I
mask
need to go
mandate.
look at more numbers then.
I'm telling you, I got peoples in all three of them. They don't follow the mandate.
But so going back to, and like I said, I still want to, unless y'all have exhausted the interest, you know what I'm saying, I still want to do
No,
a
we
show.
can definitely do it again. I mean,
where,
I don't have
I'm
a problem
down.
with that.
Yeah, so
we keeping it civil. That's the reason why I'm okay with it.
Well, but
I told Robert I was going to give him the smoke. It's going to come, but not on this topic.
Well, okay, but
we'll see, Javon.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for I'm waiting for the right topic. We ain't have it yet. This is serious.
Hey, listen. I mean, I told Rob a long time ago, like I was trying to get him on the show. It was just a scheduling thing. So.
I don't know what was the topic. There was a topic me and Robert were just polar opposites of, and I can't remember it for the life of me.
Huh? Drinking water?
No, actually, Robert has agreed with me on a lot of stuff, though.
It was
me and Robert agreed with me on a lot of it, but it was one topic where me and him were like, and I told Morgan, I was like, "Yo, invite this dude on the show. Let's go."
No, but that's how
I don't remember.
That's how me and Robert are in our conversations too. But he knows. I think we both respect each other because we've been able to have conversations even when they were contentious. It didn't have to be contentious in a way like I hate you. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't hate
like
Robert.
Never.
I staunchly.
But he brought it, and I was if you gonna bring it.
But that's the reason I wanted him on the show because he's not. It's not like he's just speaking from. It's not like he's just speaking from another side and doesn't know. That's what me and Robert had out about.
It probably was Wanda.
It was Wanda and Dr. Strange. That was one of our big ones.
I don't even know. I don't know because I was on the show. I was on live with who was it? It wasn't Michael Watson. It was dog. I can't remember. And I think Robert, you were chiming in.
It'll come back up.
I can't. It's not coming to me. But I forgot his name, but it was right after Doctor Strange had dropped. Yes. Yeah. But I don't know if you were disagreeing with me though.
I think y'all were talking about Killmonger or.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Killmonger being a coward.
Hey, shut up!
Yeah.
Don't do that.
He is, man.
Don't do
He's a
that.
coward, yeah.
Don't do that.
He's a coward.
He's definitely not a coward.
Absolutely a coward.
He pulls some.
I gave
he
3
pulled
good
some whole moves.
instances. What?
He pulled some whole moves, but he ain't no coward though.
He absolutely was a coward. Me and Ro went on this too. He's absolutely a coward.
You know what, bro?
He had another chance. He had another chance to square it with T'Challa evenly, and was like, "Nah."
Because
He
I'm
said
already
his whole
dead.
army. He said his whole army.
I'd have whooped you once. What you want to get smoked for again? You already lost, my guy.
That wasn't
He didn't
even
actually
on
win.
Off of a mountain.
Huh?
I threw you off a mountain.
We didn't win though. It wasn't over.
The dude was dead. They brought him back.
What did
from the
T'Challa
dead
say?
pretty much.
You see me. I'm here.
And
And
I'm
I'm
not
not
dead.
dead.
Right.
Yeah. And Killmonger was already in the middle
And what
of his
Killmonger
kingdom.
say?
He was
Nah,
in the
I did
middle of
that
his kingdom.
already.
Nah,
Go get
we
him,
all-
guys. Go
Hey, I
get him,
feel it.
guys.
I feel it, bro. I done whooped you
Right.
once. What you want smoke for again? You want me to kill you again? You want me to kill you
Well,
twice?
if he whooped him once, he could have whooped.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
He would have.
He didn't.
He
though.
would have whooped him again.
did.
We don't know
Did he, though?
because he punked
Did he?
out.
He didn't
Did he?
punk out. He said, "I'm off that." He won't
He
scared of that
punked
dude.
out.
No, he won't. Nah.
He's strangling a woman just because she's like, "Hey, don't burn this really
Bro,
rare
If
flower."
y'all- I didn't say that. I said he pulled hoe stuff. I said he pulled
That's
hoe
coward.
stuff. I
That's
didn't say he was a
cowardly,
coward.
dude.
That's cowardly.
No, it's not. It's hoe stuff.
What is a hoe but not a coward? Is a hoe not a coward?
No. Well,
No?
yes. It
Oh,
can
we
be.
got-
It can be. You're
All
right.
right, thank you,
You're right.
thank you,
You're
thank
right.
you, thank you.
You're right.
I'm right. Yeah,
Yes.
you damn right. I'm right.
Be,
You
be,
know I'm
hold
right.
on, hold. Wait a minute, aggressive.
know I'm right.
Hold on.
You know I'm
Dwayne
right.
The Rock
'Cause
Johnson, where that
you
come from?
said it.
The
You
hell?
listen. You tried semantics. You tried to use a different word so that you don't have to say he's a
No,
coward.
I
He's a
corrected
hoe.
myself.
He's a hoe. Nah, dude,
No.
he's a coward.
I corrected myself.
He
Yeah.
shot his own girl in the chest.
There you go, Rob.
He shot his own girl in the chest. Did he not do that?
She knew what was up.
All right, dude.
Look,
right,
I'm not
man.
congratulating his act. I'm not congratulating his
I don't
action.
think she thought
But he's
he
not
was
a
going to
coward,
shoot
bro.
her in the chest.
Yeah.
You should know who you was dealing with. I mean,
Yeah, he did with a coward, a punk.
you dealing with a hoe.
Yeah, all that.
People have hoish moments, bro. It happens.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He should have been a better
That's
shot than
just-
that. He could have killed Claw in the, he could have shot Claw in the head if he was that
shot him in the
good.
head. Nope.
I mean, he did kill him.
Yeah, but he
After.
had
He
to shoot
literally
the girl.
killed him and drug his body into Wakanda. So, I mean,
I mean,
there's
that don't mean nothing.
T'Challa ain't do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, T'Challa a king.
T'Challa ain't do
He's a
it.
hero. He's a hero.
Killmonger was king after he beat him. And threw
Yeah,
him off
what
the
he do? What he do? He
He
lost the
ain't
world
yielded.
just that easy.
I never yielded.
He never
yeah.
yielded. So he ain't
I mean,
lose his crown.
technically,
He ain't
if
lose
you
his crown.
dead, technically, if you
He
dead,
wasn't
you kinda
dead.
yielded, bro.
Did you see him die? Robert, did you
He
see him
wasn't
die?
dead though.
Did you see him
They-
die, Robert?
they
I didn't
laid
see him
him
die.
in the snow,
I don't know
my
what movie.
guy,
I
like
don't
they
know what
laid his
movie.
life.
I don't know what movie Morgan was watching.
Hey,
Morgan
listen.
had the director's cut.
I done watched it mad times, bro. Look,
He was watching
not
the
to
Snyder
mention,
version.
Killmonger not
He was
dead
watching.
anyway.
The
Killmonger not
Snyder
dead
cut.
anyway. But we
He was
not gonna
watching
get
the
back
Snyder cut of Black Panther, where
Killmonger ain't dead
T'Challa
nowhere.
died. What?
He not dead. But anyway,
He's gonna come back and hopefully he don't come back. That'll make the
He
sequel
definitely
even
coming
more
back.
whack.
he's definitely gonna come back. We can have that
Even more
debate
whack.
whenever. But I
That
don't
debate is
know-
over. You agreed with
I
me.
don't-
Robert, did he not agree that whole ish is cowardly? Okay, cool. So we
Yeah.
it
agree.
can be. I said it can be. It can be.
So,
I admit he was on some old stuff.
okay.
I admit that.
All right. So we
Okay.
agreed. All right. Cool.
100%.
I want everybody who watching, y'all heard all that. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't want Morgan to ever be upset about it.
I didn't disagree with you on that.
That's
part
right,
of-
Sean. Oh, hold on. There you go. Got thrown off a mountain. That dude still live.
Yep.
Ish.
That's gangster.
That's
Don't get
gangster.
it. It is gangster. Look,
gangster.
don't get it twisted. I love T'Challa. I said I'm like 51% T'Challa, like 49% Killmonger. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
You shouldn't be any percent Killmonger. That dude. Not
Nah.
only was he a coward, he was wrong.
well, okay. Let me say it like this.
He was wrong.
What
With a
what
capital
Killmonger
W.
did, what Killmonger showed us was that he was. So Killmonger was only a villain because he was not actually for Wakanda. He was not for the people. He was not doing it for any of that. He was
Okay.
doing it for himself.
Okay.
I agree.
He was doing it for himself. It was clear. Once that became clear, it's like, all right, I can't rock with this. But his message his message, like, hey, these mothers have been running us for all this time. We got the weapons to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Let's give them one last
But that
shot.
message is wrong, though. The
Is
message is wrong, though.
Which message?
What's the name? What's the name? Nakia had the right message. Nakia's message was to help the people.
Mhm.
He wasn't trying to help the people. He was trying to start a war.
Help which people?
The war ain't gonna do nothing but have more dead black folk. Helping that's why T'Challa listened to Nakia and not Killmonger, because Killmonger was wrong. At no point was Killmonger right in this movie. People, y'all want to be militant folk, like to believe that Killmonger was right. Killmonger wanted to start a war.
You're right, bro. I shouldn't disparage hoes. So the hoes that I'm talking about, are not are lady servicers.
We're not talking about women. We are not talking about women.
Services, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about the profession. I'm talking about I don't know, around my way. I'm from Durham, North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Around my way, you know what I'm saying? Like, it means like it can be coupled with coward, soft, unmanly.
We know, he know, dude. You don't have to explain, man.
We're
all aware of what.
I'm just making sure. But I don't disagree. So there are the reason that Black Panther was such a success conversation for Black people, and why people understood where Killmonger was coming from, was because they wanted him to. T'Challa was in a space. T'Challa did the right thing. Don't get it twisted. And Nakia was right too to tell T'Challa what she did. But this goes back to our age-old debate, in a way. But there is a line at some point, especially when somebody's been taking advantage of you for a long time. Off that, it's like a bully. If somebody's been bullying you for a long time, sometimes the only way to stop a bully is to F the bully up. Simple. You know what I'm saying? We done all the talking we're gonna do. You did all the punking me you're gonna do. I'm tired of that. I'm telling you one last time, leave me the F alone now. Because if you don't, there's gonna be repercussions for you and your whole crew. Now, what you do with that is up to you. What you do with that is up to you, though. You know what I'm saying? If you want smoke, I'm gonna give you dragons. You know what I'm saying? That's.
Here's the problem, though.
At some point, or do you just keep getting fucked for the rest of your life?
No. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem.
He was doing it for himself. That was the problem.
Not only was he doing it for himself, he was hypocritical within his own message.
Absolutely,
because his whole message was, we got people out there, our people out there not being helped anything. But what happened when they were doing the fight between the two of them? The tribal, well, he won, but we're not gonna go in that one. That's a whole different topic. But what did he say? He said, I kill people with the same skin as me, all around the world to get here.
Yeah.
So you really ain't really about that life, because if the people that you claim that you want to help, you out there killing, that your whole message gets negated. It's negated. That's like you saying, yo, we need to cherish women and women are our queens and everything. But when you find out the same dude beating the crap out of his wife every night, like
100%.
Your message means nothing.
Or if you on some Derrick Jackson stuff, that was next level. That was some next level, cuz like that was next level, bro. Like, I hope that dude's doing better with his queen now, but I swear to beans, that crap was the most hit, boy. When that came out, I said, my God.
I'm just being honest. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why everything Killmonger says, like people, there's certain people that like ate it up, but you ain't even looking at the messenger. The messenger can invalidate a message.
Absolutely correct. Which is why, and that's why I'm saying. That's why I had to, like, I did. It was before I started this show. I did a live where I was talking about like, well, that's a separate thing. That's a separate thing. I'll leave that out. You're not incorrect about him. I mean, he. I'm not gonna say it again
I
because I
got
don't.
1 minute. Go
I don't
ahead.
want to disparage. I don't want to disparage. Our workers of the night, male or female.
Just use the word
So,
that just use my listen. Coward.
it's okay.
He was a coward. He was a punk and a coward and a
He had a
hypocrite.
coward moment. He had a coward. He's not.
If you have a coward
He
moment,
had
then you a
coward.
coward.
You can be a coward in a moment and not be a straight up coward all the time.
Okay,
Come on,
well,
man.
for the majority of the movie, he was a coward.
Correct.
He shot women. He inflicted violence on women. He killed people who he claimed that he was here to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he finally got his wish, and I said this to Ro, when he finally got what he wanted, which was the crown and the power, what was the first thing he did? Did he open up the gates of Wakanda and say, "Hey, everybody come in"? Did he say, let's send out all our doctors and everything and use our special, whatever, and heal, paralyze people and cure cancer? He ain't do none of that. What did he do? Hey, send some guns out to the black folk. Let's see what the black folk do. That's all he did.
I mean, it's a.
It's
I
wild.
didn't say the man. I didn't say the man was perfect, bro.
He was
You know what I'm saying?
cowardly. He was a coward. He was a punk.
Okay, I have conceded.
Okay, no.
that
I
the
just
man
needed to hear that.
has been most- I have
I
conceded that the man
conceded. So I will never have this
was-
conversation with
was
you again.
largely. He was largely a coward. Yeah, I would not use the word coward.
No, you just said it. You just said it. No, we good.
I
You
was
just
using
said
your
it.
word.
No,
word.
you use it because it was the right word.
He was largely problematic in his approach in the
You
way.
see how you keep trying to dance over? The more you be trying to dance over.
Hey, listen.
That's all right. I got.
problematic.
Hey, listen. I got Premiere on my computer, man. I'm gonna take that I concede, and I'm gonna take that Killmonger was a coward, and I'm gonna run that joint on loop. I'm gonna run that joint on loop on my Facebook.
Me knows that's not a problem.
That's okay. Hey, listen.
Again, I don't have an issue.
Ro tried me too. He ain't get it either.
I'm just very rarely wrong. That's all. But I don't have.
All right. On that note, y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good night. This man must be drunk. He's drinking. He early drinking. Y'all have a good night, man.
Saying.
Hey, it was a pleasure.
I make it about it.
Oh my God.
Dang, I don't even know if I can. Yeah, is the show closed? Yeah, it's still live. I don't have control of everything. Rob, thank you for coming on, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Sorry about my Wi-Fi issues earlier. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what was going on, but
it's all good.
I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody coming through and listening, man. We definitely going. So when I'll talk to you and see, you know what I'm saying, when you got some time, and we can set it up for us to have the conversation, a more full conversation about the mass shootings and the gun conversation. And of course, as we do other shows, of course, we keep you in the, you know what I'm saying, in the loop for whenever you got time to come on.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Thank everybody for listening. Thank you for the prayers. Those of y'all that have been praying for Little Man, I really appreciate y'all. Still got a road ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? So please just pray that he recovers, comes back, to us completely healthy. At the least as healthy as he was before this. At the most completely healthy, like, let's wait for crazy stuff till he walks out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna limit you guys on your prayers, you know what I'm saying? But at the least that my son comes back to be whole, man. We've had to have some extremely hard conversations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not emotional about it right now, you know what I'm saying, which is why I'm able to do the show today. But last week it was no go. There was no way. So I want to make sure I bear how serious it is. It is very, very serious. He's never been this sick in his life. So everybody was praying for us. Thank you so much. I should be back next Tuesday, barring, you know what I'm saying, just going to believe that everything's going to continue to go well. I'll be back next Tuesday. I'll probably put another poll up for us to pick the next topic. If y'all have a topic that you want us to do, hit us in the group, Facebook Live Nation. Top 5 Live Nation on Facebook. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube already, do it. I appreciate you, Jay. Uh, I'll make sure when I make it known when we're gonna do the next show. Make sure you're. I don't want you to miss it, so I'll make sure I keep you in communication. I'll keep you in mind for that show, Jay. Brad too, Brad Arney. I thought some people had comments, and I wanted to be a good conversation from all sides. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make sure I hit y'all up. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, go to YouTube and subscribe now. Fourth Wall Comics on YouTube.
Yep.
Make sure y'all check out Robert's website. I don't have controls to be able to put your website up, but just tell people where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me on all the social medias at Red 22 Studios. My comic Broken Planet is right now on Global Comics. Just look it up, Broken Planet or Red 22 Studios.
That's what's up. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow him, man. Like I said, I got respect for my bro, man. We don't always agree on everything, but that's also one of the reasons that I value his voice on things and to value his opinion. Because if you're not gonna have conversations with people, if you only have conversations with people that agree with you, you can't grow as a person. Like you'll never see something from another perspective other than your own. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm all about growing, seeing other people's perspectives, and being able to make, what I'm saying, be a more informed person altogether. You know what I'm saying, and help to inform other people on a better level. So, with that said, we can get out of here. Appreciate you again, bro. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace, y'all. Y'all good night.